well done on the race, Kevin. That was an amazing swim on your part. You swam to plan, 6 hours, and now with 2 days in hindsight, what are your thoughts on this one?
It's just an amazing experience. A well-organized event with great competitors that were out there. I mean, the people that do this stuff, I mean, it's what really makes it worthwhile, the people you meet and the experiences you make along the way. It's always great to have a nice finish and a good time, but it's really about the experience and the journey along the way, and it was just absolutely incredible and humbling along the way.
Okay.
I think it depends on the experience level of the swimmer. I think every person is going to get different mileage out of the warm-up swim. I would consider myself a pretty experienced swimmer, and I still felt that it was very helpful to get out to the channel marker and get a feel for the course, because there is a large boat that's running the course regularly throughout the event, and to make sure that safety is a priority and that you know where to go along the way is very critical. So I thought it was a good thing. Very important to go on the ferry ride. That what you see from Apolima on this side of the island, looking across the Strait, it's very different. It's not exactly night and day, but it's you get a different feel for places to sight as you get closer to Savaii, and it can be deceiving when you're out on the course, because the main town is in the center of the island, and you do not want to be aiming for that, and it's very deceiving while you're out there. So to know exactly where you're going, the closer that you get, it's invaluable. I was very happy that we participated in that. I think so. We had the buoys that were out on the course, so that definitely made it easier during the actual swim. And I'm going to have to say that for me at that point in the race, I wasn't thinking all the way clearly. It was just kind of get to the finish. But it was good having that sense of familiarity. The closer that you got, that I've been here before and I know where to go. And then again having the buoys, the two to sight right at the end. My personal experience, we got in a couple days early before the race and elected to stay on the south shore of the island, and it was good to get that flavor. It's a little different than where we're out here at the Sheraton by the ferry terminal. They've all been great. Just to be clear, the Sheraton out here, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I've got a view of Apolima Island, as well as Manono, and it's an incredible scenery. And the activities that are offered here are for anybody that's a fan of being in the water. You've got those options. It's a great thing. And then the Amoa resort on Savaii. Really finishing the race and not having to worry about taking the ferry ride coming back here, just really settle in on the island for the evening or potentially longer. It's a nice feeling, especially after getting out of the water after a long day's work. Yeah, for me, it's very important that just having somebody that knows my swimming capability and kind of has a feel for, am I doing well or am I not doing well, and then looking at it as an impartial observer that can make an objective call if things are going well or not going well. That's important, because every swimmer that's in the water is probably going to have shades of optimism about their personal fitness, or sometimes if you need that objective third party to just really evaluate the situation, without passion or prejudice, and just say more of this, less of that, whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I think that's important for a race of this caliber. That's a great question. I think the special qualities of a race like this, well, for me, is the destination. This has been an incredible location to visit. I mean, the people, the scenery, the swim. I mean, the water while you're out there. I was telling my crew and my support that it's almost hypnotizing being out in the water. It is so blue and it is so clear, and the sun comes through and the rays just go down to this point that you can't tell if it's 10 meters down or 100 meters down, and it's just this abyss at the bottom, and it's hypnotizing to be down there. And just the sense of freedom that you get out in the channel, it's very hard for me to describe, but it's a peaceful feeling to be out there. And then one other thing that I would say about the race is you have different islands that are off in the on the horizon that kind of help you as you're progressing through the race. So you can kind of see, okay, well, there's Monono, there's Apolima. You get a feel for, am I making progress? And that's rewarding, because a lot of the swim, I mean, it certainly is a physical challenge, but it's a mental challenge on top of that. And to have those checkpoints along the way really helps the swimmer manage through the course. So I did ask Katie about the boat, and she felt that it was certainly a seaworthy vessel, and she didn't really have any issues with the boat itself. And everything went according to plan there.
Okay.
So in any channel swim or any open water swim, I think safety is the first priority. And obviously I certainly felt that those sentiments from the race director, and that's invaluable to me participating. I felt that the safety culture, if you will, that was delivered. I mean, I felt it. When we're out there, you've got the motorized boat as well as the kayak, which the kayak, by the way, shouts to Ina, did a great job for me. I mean, that guy is a boss. Just having those two layers of safety during the swim, plus on top of that, there were two boats with the Coast Guard or local police that were kind of monitoring the situation. There was radio communication between all the parties. I mean, all this stuff, when, the athletes, when we're out there, that's the last thing that we want to be thinking about. So it's very nice that those precautions are taken and they're followed through and they're taken seriously. And that's the top priority, and I felt it from start to finish. Well, I'm going to expand this a little bit beyond just the CAPS presentation and talk a little bit about the event. That we had the warm-up swim on Tuesday, along with the ferry ride, then the CAPS presentation the following day, then the swim obviously on Thursday, and then Friday a little time to decompress, and the ward presentation. I mean, it's not just the swim itself, because that's the race, but then there is the broader event. And the whole event comes together over the course of a couple days, and certainly the CAP presentation is part of that. And it's kind of a humbling experience that when you take it into everything into consideration, and trying to just really share that experience with these people that are coming in. And taking on the challenge in the following day. I don't know. I mean, it's a source of motivation, and then you also pay your respects to the people that have done this in the past, because it's it's humbling to cross that big body of water. This citizenship, as well as the handcrafted medal, are definitely very cool. And I will say, for me as a lifelong swimmer, when we when you swim as a kid, there's a lot of medals and awards that are given out, but to me personally, they don't mean a whole lot. When you get something that has that handcrafted feel or that just sense of uniqueness, I mean, those to me are the special ones. And we've got a couple of them out here, and I will always, I'll cherish these, and they're near and dear to my heart, and a good way to commemorate the experience. And I think that's what it's really all about.
Kevin Pollman, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful experience to have you and Katie here, and all the very best. Whatever swims you sign up for, we're going to follow you.
Thank you. This has been great. I really appreciate it.